Okay, okay. We have some really good news. We have some really good news. Actually, we have more than just good news. We have news that can be able to make some some good returns when everything is fully finalized. The Dow Jones had a great day today, up 300 points. Everybody that's in the lithium infrastructure stocks, they pretty much saw something green. You have people that pretty much put their call options on Tesla. So when Tesla's up, anything that's infrastructure or green energy or lithium ion battery related is pretty much winning right now. So I'm gonna let everything kind of warming up for people to be able to come up, and it's an open panel. It's an open panel, but we have the Dow Jones up. The stock that I told y'all last time I went live streaming, Clove, they had 2 straight days of straight green plays, but I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna look at the market results because even though that this infrastructure bill is far short from the quote unquote 4 trillion that they originally wanted, 1.25 trillion on this first phase, then they can save a budget reconciliation to potentially try to push out probably more stimulus due to the fact of midterms being around the way. So we have pretty much they saying that they have reached a deal. 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans in Congress pretty much agreed to the $1.25 trillion infrastructure plan, which definitely have to relook at the revised plan, because the first plan that I did saw and I did go over with you guys was like the $4 trillion plan, where it had all these different plush programs and organizations that needs to get funded, but 1.25 trillion, and that means 75% of the original plan was either cut out, redistributed, or probably how can I say repurposed. So 1.25 trillion, that's why the market is pretty much green today. And I'm gonna share my screen for everybody that needs to see what the market did. But Dow Jones is up. Dow Jones is up. So we're gonna look at the Dow Jones and the news surrounding on why it's up. Okay. Okay, for everybody that's tuning in, please like, share, and subscribe. And also join the panel. This is an open panel. But from the start of the day, it was 33, 33.9. Then pretty much from the first start, from 30 minutes up 200 points, consolidated sideways. Then I believe when the infrastructure bill was pretty much put into full play, that's when we start getting this. How can I get this extra leap from 12:30 to all the way at its closing, extra 113 points. Stock market news live. Dow Jones gained 300 points on infrastructure deal. SP 500 and NASDAQ. SP 500 closes at a record. Dow Jones jumps 320 points as Biden reaches infrastructure deal. More like Congress reach on infrastructure bill, but you have situations where a lot of stock plays that I told y'all that's either green energy, they're up. But this infrastructure bill has literally pumped up the market. So we have record highs, Dow Jones rallies, stock surges after Biden's announcement of infrastructure agreement. Tesla stocks surges, Nvidia, Roku, Snapchat on the move. So those are the big, how can I say, the big blue chip stocks that people usually say, is it a good investment? If you're going to be able to do options, I think the safest option play has to be Tesla, due to the fact that Tesla gets a lot of tax credits where they're only why they're pretty much surpassed Ford, General Motors is because of the green energy tax incentives, tax credits, and also government sponsorships due to the fact that they're trying to transition more electric vehicles. So that means ticker XL Fleet. So let's type in, because XL Fleet is the stock that I told y'all that had the government contract. Pretty much this would be Biden stock due to the fact that XL Fleet already has the government contracts loaded and set it up. So we're going to look at XL Fleet, ticker XL on the New York Stock Exchange. So let me share my screen. For anybody that's coming in, this is an open panel. Definitely click the link, join me. And for anybody that wants to be able to hop on, feel free to be able to click the link. What I ask for you is somebody that is coming in to at least turn on their screen. Then when I see you, you can turn your screen off. But XL Fleet has a government contract when it comes to electric vehicle trucks. So from the start, so in the past, how could I say, 5 days, it's been surging like crazy. So from June 22nd to roughly to the 24th, how can I get this percentage? I need to give you all the percentage on how it's up. So it was 770, went $9. So from the 22nd to the 24th, 16%. Past day, it took off like a rocket. That pretty much people start selling their gains, went towering down. They kind of elevated back up. So people have to be able to look at XL Fleet as a long-term play. So that's literally government contract sponsored. So this is a multiple year long-term fleet. It says here why Lordstown Motors and XL Fleet shares jumped, but Nikola stock dropped today. That was a 2-week article. Okay, something recent. XL Fleet partners with Rubicon for fleet electrification. So XL Fleet can be $40, $50 a share with a long-term hold due to the fact that this has a lot of clean energy involved in it. XL Fleet partners with Rubicon for fleet electrification and waste and recycling industry. Vehicle electrification solutions provider XL Fleet Corp announces on agreement with Rubicon, a software platform provides smart waste and recycling solutions for businesses and governments. Hence why XL Fleet got the government contract, so they had to buy this company due to the fact that this company, Rubicon, has specialties in government. The government will bring XL Fleet's offering for fleet electrification to Rubicon's network of waste and recycling hauler partners. It will allow XL Fleet to grow its customer base by initially jointly approaching Rubicon's expansion partner network with electrification as a service offering. XL Fleet aims to provide a hybrid electric plug-in hybrid and all electric solutions and deliver charging infrastructure. Charging Point is another good stock when it comes to charging infrastructure. So that's Charge Point. I think that's CHPT. Through its XL Grid division to Rubicon's network, more than 7,000 vendors and hauler partners across the United States. The market opportunity to electrify the waste and recycling industry is significant as fleet and collaboration expands and advances our existing efforts to capitalize this growing opportunity, said Todd Hines, founder and president of XL Fleet. Price action: XL shares are trading higher by 5% at $8.90 on the last check Thursday. But today, it actually had a good green day. So I'm going to give y'all the link so y'all can be able to see and observe as well. But you got infrastructure plays that's pretty much getting a lot of people a lot of chances on money. A lot of chances on money is to be made. So the link is in the chat. Dow Jones is up off infrastructure bill, infrastructure stocks. XL Fleet is a government contract, so it's 890. For the people that's listening in, definitely click on the link. I want people's opinions. I want people's perspective on this, due to the fact that, most of the plays that I did recommend people directly are all infrastructure plays that either has government contracts, government ties, government affiliations, or government funding. Whatever it is, it's pretty much a win-win. But if anybody wants to come up, definitely come up. Definitely come up. I got time. I definitely got time today, so we can be able to go over any type of questions. Any type of questions that are pretty much needed. We can be able to knock those out. But we have literally 1.2 trillion on the table for now. So that's literally an opportunity for people to get involved in rare mineral stocks as well: lithium, titanium, copper, graphite, anything that's involving of energy waste recycling. That's pretty much needed. So we're gonna look at another stock ticker, and it'll be what would it be? OPTT. So that's Ocean Power Technologies. OPTT. So Ocean Power's technology is definitely a buy to dip situation, because this is definitely undervalued due to the fact that the aspect of their industry is literally all infrastructure, green energy out. So we're gonna look at this. Ocean Power Technologies, ticker OPTT. Started out at 265, tapered down, doubled bottom, kind of went up from the mid conversation when infrastructure was being passed. So pretty much a sell-off. So a sell-off at the start was pretty much the reason of why this stock didn't go up higher. Because if it wasn't a big sell-off from the start from here, I think the market would have, at least the infrastructure bill would at least made this higher. So to be honest, it was the traders that did a huge sell-off, down 4%, but still a buy the dip opportunity. Still a buy. So OPTT, Ocean Power Technologies. Then you have EV play and plug. So I'm going to type in plug, because plug is green energy as well. Plug was like $5 like 6 months ago. Now it's 32. Seems like the same repetitive thing of a tapered down to a sell-off, a false flag of a bull run to consolidate downward, rose up when the infrastructure bill was pretty much reached and agreed. They kind of tapered down some, but still Plug would be a long-term play. This would not be a day trading option. This would be long-term, especially when Plug can be $150 a share. This would be a long-term route that people need to take advantage of, because the EV market is definitely running. Because OPTT and VVPR are all energy plays. So, a chart available. Okay. So from September, $8. So from the start of it, it wasn't 5, 8. So from July 29th, 2020 to January 13th, up 700% from January 13th. Since then, down 49%. So it's a dip buy. But it seemed like in the past weeks, it's trying to do somewhat like a reversal. But this benefits off of green energy, though. This benefits off infrastructure bill. This is a long-term hold. People just need to do some research when it comes to green energy and what would be considered green energy, what would be the affiliations of a company that do have government ties. Because if it's government funded, then literally the stock can go up similar to Tesla off of the tax credits. So pretty much the infrastructure bill was reached when it came to 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans. Dow Jones is up. I'm happy. You should be happy too. Respect to Mo. Definitely shout out to Mo. Mo is definitely a good supporter. Now, anybody that wants to come on, please come on. For anybody that wants to be able to donate, Mr. Perfect 23G. Mr. Perfect 23G for donations. And please, if somebody wants to be able to answer or ask a question, I can be able to answer it in the chat if people don't want to come up, knowing that everybody doesn't necessarily wants to be part of the broadcast. But we have some good news, really good news. People made money today. So honestly, it's just up for when will this budget reconciliation, where they can be able to do the 1.2 as like a down payment and try to get something on the back end when it comes to figuring out the American Families Plan or something. That was the name of it. But Dow Jones pretty much surges. Tesla is up. Nvidia is up. NASDAQ and SP 500 pushes new highs by infrastructure deal. Dow extends gains. End ups over 300 points after Biden announces infrastructure deal. So I give you all my sources. This is Barron. The Dow Jones Industrial Average soared, and SP 500 and NASDAQ Composite hits record highs on Thursday. Driving the action was a bipartisan agreement in Washington on an infrastructure package. Investors less concerned about inflation did not hurt either. Dow gained 0.95%, closed at 34,196 points. SP 500 rose to 0.58 in a record 4,262 points. NASDAQ Composite advances 0.69% to a record 14,369 points. Before infrastructure deal was announced, the Dow had trailed the NASDAQ. The package could provide a moderate boost to the economy and lift earnings of the more economically sensitive value stocks. which dominates the Dow Industrials. So pretty much the value stocks, the value tech stocks, the value infrastructure stocks. So this is based off of speculation, not necessarily fundamentals. So value growth stocks is speculation. But still this infrastructure bill helps on the speculation. Says here the deal could come out roughly 1 trillion. Ugh. Well, that's pretty much most of roughly the news of that, but 1 trillion. So it says here roughly to 1 trillion could provide another revenue stream for some construction companies and manufacturers. Construction company Mass Tech, ticker MTZ, for example, saw shares rise 3%. So pretty much that shows you that construction as well as manufacturers with the green energy benefits off of this as well. It says here other manufacturers saw its shares pop. Caterpillar. I told people about Caterpillar months ago. I gave people that booked the consultation list about Caterpillar. Caterpillar's infrastructure personified. Real infrastructure personified. That positive news offset lackluster data on jobs. Initial claims for unemployment benefits came in at 411,000, only a slight improvement from last week's 412, worse than estimates of 380,000 that was supposed to be on unemployment. SP 500 decline on Wednesday as Atlanta Fed president. Well, this is pretty much leading up news before the infrastructure. Because when you got federal chairmans pretty much stepping in, they can also affect the market. So Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic and federal Fed Gov Michelle Bowman said it might take longer than expected for inflation to fade. And I'm going to send y'all the link. I'm going to send y'all the link to that source as well. People should be happy, man. People should really be happy. People should really be on the aspect of everything is somewhat getting pieced together at the right time. The technicals is kind of wonky, but the news is extremely up. So you have infrastructure stocks like Caterpillar, construction companies, pretty much going up off of this. Caterpillar has a government contract that is stable. They have partnerships within government as well to get any type of, probably any other necessary funding when it comes to revenue sources, but up 320 points. People should just focus on gearing up on more type of plays. If you already do have these stocks, buy more. Then we're going to look at NIO. NIO is Chinese Tesla. So we're going to look at NIO, and NIO is literally the aspect where I told people in this chat, preferably Nia X in the chat, salute yourself if you're out there, but I told her about how NIO at 25 is literally going to be the lowest it's going to be. And now it's at 45, 46, and it's up today. So while Plug Power is down, that's a dip buy. NIO is up a little bit today, but still it's up. So NIO had a similar aspect where it rose up in the start of today to kind of have people selling off just for like somewhat of a fake, how can I say, a fake reversal where it goes tumbling down to go elevating up to go elevating down. Then when the infrastructure bill pretty much was announced, it had like the same kind of closing surge at closing. So it literally surged at closing. But the people that paid attention about NIO months ago, several months ago, so this is literally opportunity where you need to get involved in. Like Nia got involved at 20, 28. Even though this is 36, 28 was like around March, April when I told y'all about Neo. But so far in the past month, up 26%. So it stroke up, consolidated sideways, and kind of holds ground for this month. But that's Chinese Tesla. That can be $200 a share easily. Off of the fact that Tesla is banned in China. So that gives Neo the opportunity to be able to stop, the sidestep, set up shop, make some profits and revenues. Because if they ban Tesla, Neo is literally second up. Then you got CCIV. They have Saudi Arabia connections. So the Saudis is going to buy up a lot of them vehicles. So we're going to look at CCIV. 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 This is cheaper, $24. Now it started off the day low, stroked very high, tapering down by the dip method, by the dip option. Plus, it's a long-term hold. So really, when you're doing an entry, you're just trying to be able to time it correctly. But from December, it was $10, January 5th, to its highest level in February, blew up 461%, went from $10 to literally $56 to $58 a share. Pretty much been on a dip. To be honest, this is a dip opportunity. This is literally by a dip opportunity because Churchill Capital and Lucid Motors green energy play. People are going to hold on to this bad boy for years, where this becomes $150 a share, $80 a share. But green energy got to come in, and green energy got to do a big job of making sure that this can become a $150, $200 a share type of stock. Because as you can see, from December 31st to February 18th, 480%, then tapered down after a huge sell-off. So that's pretty much people that was in, who was in CCIV for a long time. They literally sold off a lot because it went from 60 to 24, dropped at its lowest as 18. Kind of have like a bull run from April 20th to April 26th at that time period, up 30%, consolidated sideways, dipped down just to gain back up. But this would be a longer term hold play. So this is CCIV. Lucid Motors is pretty much the company that's involved with competing with Tesla. So you got a lot of Tesla competitors that I'm showing y'all. Says here why Neo, Churchill Capital, and Arcimoto stock jumped today. Okay. Copy the link for y'all so y'all can see my source. Okay. Why Neo, Churchill Capital, and Arcimoto stocks jumped today. Investors took a break from aggressive and more risky names earlier this year, but sentiment has been rotating back into the sectors, including electric vehicles, EVs. Recently, 3 names that are moving higher today are Neo, ticker NIO at the New York Stock Exchange, Churchill Capital VIV, New York Stock Exchange, ticker CCIV, will bringing Lucid Motors public. So pretty much CCIV and Lucid Motors is pretty much all interconnected. Then you have the three-wheeled specialty EV market, Arimoto, traded on the NASDAQ, FUV. So pretty much this is just showing the charts from the May 24th at that low point period to where we are now. So what Arimoto's outsized gains began in the days following its first quarter financials report for its period ending March 31st. But the stock also got a boost with the announcement that it will be joining the Russell 2000 and Russell 3000 stock market indexes, which their annual reconstitution starts next week. Churchill Capital IV, which now trades on any news related to Lucid Motors, and NIO both are making progress with growing demand and availability in the electric luxury sedan offering. So this is the vehicle. So this is their prototype. This is what it looks like. This is Lucid Motors vehicle. So they're competing with Tesla. I believe these cars is cheaper than Tesla by $15,000, $20,000. And plus, you get a tax credit from the Biden-Harris administration to incentivize more buys. So it says here now yesterday, Lucid Motors gave investors an update on commercializing its first electric luxury sedans. So commercializing, so it's selling its first electric luxury sedans. The company said it has surpassed the 10,000 paid reservations for its Lucid Air, including selling out the high-end Dream Edition that sells more. Okay, so now the Dream Edition is their higher up type price, so it's more than 160,000 a car. Lucid also said in its opening a studio in New York City, accelerating its production plans due to the strong demand for electric vehicles. NIO, which to date has only offered SUV models in China, is expanding it into luxury sedans. Its ET7 will be available early next year. So that's pretty much a long-term hold. So NIO is a multiple year hold. So for people that isn't in NIO, that got into in NIO when it was $28, now it's $45, please hold on to that. Please don't hold on to that. Buy more shares if you have to, because it's going to keep on growing. So it says here the company has announced plans for its first sales outside of China when it moves into Norway later this year. The ET7 will be offered in that country later on in 2022. So pretty much this is all of its news as commercial production gets closer, and in the case of NIO ramps even higher, investors are rotating back into the speculative sector. Those are buying should still remember that these are long-term. Like I told y'all, this is long-term speculative investments for those who believe in the stories will play out. So I'll send y'all that. So for all the people that's getting involved in this, definitely stock up and get ready. So I gave you that source. Anybody that wants to come up, feel free to join. Usually people Ben came up, but I guess I gotta kind of consider the source and just realize that the people that are here are going to benefit the most, that they got the news, they got the aspect of what's the price target on when to enter, when to exit. But I gave y'all the source. NIO is a buy. People that bought into NIO at $28, they're winning right now. People that had call options on NIO, they're winning right now, and they need to make sure that their call option expires probably 2 years. 2 years in selling covered calls and situations like that. Rashid, turn on your camera, man, so I can know it's you. Okay, you can turn off your camera, brother. Respect to you, man. I did not get your email. I did not get your email. I was literally surfing and scrapping and searching. So let me type in my credit builder 475@gmail.com because I was trying to find it. I was literally trying to find it. So there's my email. Rashid.
What's going on, man? Long time, man. Long time no here, man. Yeah, I've been moving
Oh
around,
man.
man, in the space.
Hey man, I'm more or less focusing on the financials and the money, because you know, there's so much money to be made. There's so much good news. There's so much good news.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a
The
lot of life
woman who does,
insurance stuff, man.
you're gonna have to. Oh, the life insurance. That's actually
Yeah,
a good plan.
it's a guy in
Hmm.
the space, Alonzo Hall. I've been dealing with him, man. I've set up some good stuff for his life insurance. I got my boys their own policies. I got my own policies. I got several
Hmm.
policies, but I got my kids their own policy about 50,000, and I got them a universal policy that grows off the market. So even though it's only worth 50,000, it steady
Hmm.
increases by the market cap. So I think it's running off the S&P 500. So
Okay.
by the time they probably get to 21, that policy might be worth over 100 plus.
Hey, that's a good move.
Yeah,
That's a good move,
I
man.
have one right now, um, with this top rated company called Lincoln. And I started off with $100,000 policy, but they give you the statements and stuff.
Hmm.
If I die right now, it's like 150,000. I mean 115,000, and I've only had the policy for like 3, 4 years, and I've gained 15,000 just in 3, 4 years. I think it gives a 6% return rate on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, okay. So, well, life insurance policies that are tied with the SP 500, they benefit today due to the fact of the market is up today. The market is up 320 points. So your life insurance policy that is connected with the stock market saw some gains today. So I don't know if you saw it, but let me show you that the Dow is up. Hold on, before I show you the screen, I gotta get her email due to the fact that she messaged me on some business stuff, and I didn't get a chance because I don't know, my email did not get her email. I don't know what's going on, but let me search the Dow Jones stock price today for y'all to see. Okay. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. So let me share my screen to show you. And the market, SP 500, Dow Jones, they're all up today. So literally, you don't have to worry about your insurance policy. The market, the market actually came through today. So that's literally a clear visual. It sprung up, went sideways. Then when infrastructure was agreed, pretty much a power surge through the close. So it just went up 322 points, 41,000. The quest to 40,000 points is literally possible before a market crash. So I showed you showed you that chart. Okay. 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 So let me, for anybody that wants to come up, the link is in the chat. Come up, open panel, y'all. But let me do something real, damn. Let me do something real quick. Post the link in the chat. But that life insurance policy is getting some good gains today because anything that's tied to the stock market is pretty much reliant on what is the sentiment, what is the news,
Yeah.
what is the news of the day.
You know, one of the another biggest reasons why I'm so interested in these policies now, because you know, over the years, I get older. You know, let's say the banks are not giving out loans. If you actually get a whole policy, you know, over time you can withdraw money from that policy. So that's one of another benefits I like about it as well.
Is it a convertible policy?
Well, no, this is a whole life policy. So you're not really converting term. You convert term to perm. So basically, term life you can convert it into whole life, but this one's actually whole life. So only other option will be go to universal life, which would be on the index. And it's another policy I'm always forgetting, but those two are just like right above whole life. There's still a whole life policy, but they have a different benefit where there's more capital gains off those policies.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying about it being a whole life. With it being, you can actually withdraw money off of it. Just give yourself a loan. That's what interests me the most. The guy Alonzo, I talked to him. He actually is on YouTube. I can probably get him to,
Mm.
you know, connect with you and stuff. He can come on and talk
Mm.
about different little policies and stuff. But yeah, man, the connect
Well,
with
that,
that is great.
well, that's nice to know because a lot of people can't get a good insurance policy to save their life. So that's
Yeah,
actually good.
yeah. But
So
you
there's
know,
too many
everything
people
is
that.
it's all
Mm.
about what you're qualified for. But like I say, it's a lot of people don't understand, and I gained to know that it's best to get the policies when you're young. The older you get, the more you're gonna pay into it. Cause he had a guy who was I think 45 or 46 on BGS channel, and he was talking about getting a policy, and he explained it to him. He's like, you'll be paying $1,100 a month, but by the time you get to retire at 65, you'll have a couple of million in the bank.
Man, them dudes don't want to listen to that shit.
Nah, they don't.
I'm sorry. I've been trying to put motherfuckers on game. You is literally the only person from that aspect that I actually pay attention when it comes to that
Yeah,
shit. Because I've been told people about all these green energy plays. I told people about getting the plug. Plug is $27 a share. Motherfuckers pretty much saying, "Well, I don't feel about the market sentiment and the crash, the market crash." Motherfucker, you had the chance to be able to get into something that literally has the ability to be $150 a share. And I don't want motherfuckers, I'm sorry for cussing, but I don't want motherfuckers to be crying next year, the same day next year, talking about, oh, I should have gotten into that. I've been told you that. I gave y'all a stock list with the price to be able to get in, the price to be able to get out, the ability to get some call options. But guess what? You got people that just pretty much in that aspect of space just want to cry and commiserate. And I don't cry and commiserate. That's not my feng shui. That is not my
yeah,
feng.
man.
That is not me. I am not a victim. I am not a
Yeah.
victim by no means. I'm gonna get to your email, woman that doesn't exist to you. I'm literally searching right now in my email. So, because I'm definitely open to talk to old boy, but when I did try to get everybody on board when it comes to this, just nothing but pushback, 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 pushback. Okay, I sent you the email. I sent you an
And you gotta
email,
understand,
woman that doesn't exist.
a lot of times what the
Okay.
pushback is they don't want to change. They see if just like the solutions over there, if you give them the solution to their problem, then they don't have nothing to argue about. Then they got to start making up things to argue about. It's like, you know, what guys, they complain about single mothers and all this other stuff I be talking to them about. I'm like, I married a woman that had kids, and I'm doing well. I've been married for 15 years, and they was like, oh, see, that's not supposed to happen, but it is happening. Like you say one thing, but then the anomaly happens, and then you say it's not real. I'm like, I'm not saying you can have the same happiness as me, but you got to elevate your mind and and think better and do better. But no, those guys don't want to make no money. I'm telling them, I was like, even if you're single, you're still gonna need money. So how are you gonna live? Investments. Going off the market. I mean, you can go off the stock market. You can go off of all these different investments, invest in real estate. But the point of it is, with you not having the knowledge and know-how, that's like the key. I push that a lot with guys, having knowledge. My biggest thing is I can get life insurance and pass it on to my kids, but if they don't have the knowledge, they'll mess it up. I did a luncheon with that guy, Alonzo, and he was telling how this one guy ended up getting like, I think it was like 1 million or 2 million or whatever, 3 million from his parents died and on the life insurance. This guy
Hmm.
went and bought a Ferrari, he bought a house, he went trips to Dubai, parties. He blew through that money like almost a year and a half. Now, if he had someone there showing him the know-how and how to invest in that money, try to get mailbox money on passive money and stuff like that, it would have benefited him. But because his parents only wanted him to have the money and didn't have the know-how, that's why he went through the money, became broke. I mean, you see that with NBA players, football players. I mean, all types of people. They can get the money, but because they don't know how to spend it, eventually they'll just go broke.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep.
Every time, man,
So
because that's
nothing
funny. My
about
man went to
investment.
Dubai. My man went to
Yeah.
Dubai with that money.
Yeah, man.
My man went to Dubai with that money. He said he don't care.
Not just
Well,
one
now he
time,
gonna
several
care.
times.
Oh man, that's a boss trip. Going to Dubai is a boss trip. That's 18 hours straight. But I emailed you. I finally got access to you. So I sent you the email. Woman that doesn't exist. We got that sorting out. Damn, I'm stuttering. We got that sorting out. Low key kind of hungry. Low key kind of hungry. I just came up here just to tell y'all about this infrastructure shit and also follow up on what I said to y'all a couple of days ago about Clove. Clove has damn near 3 straight days of going up. So Clove is a cheaper version of GameStop, cheaper version of AMC. Because if people are going to get involved in those, you're going to have to realize what is a short squeeze, research gamma squeeze, and research short interest and pretty much shorting. Because to be honest, this infrastructure bill is good. It provides some funding to the companies that I told y'all about, like XL Fleet. Pretty much, they're gonna have EV trucks, so EV buses in cities. So big metropolitan cities gonna have powered electric powered buses. Proof of concept is there. NIO is Chinese Tesla. CCIV and Lucid Motors is pretty much the American competitor of Tesla. So people, I don't know, people that ain't interested in making any type of money to me is not interested in me because I don't like kicking the shit, especially with people that I really don't know, people that I really don't have a good vibe on, and plus people that aren't even, how can I say, victors. They don't even focus on any type of opportunities that are coming, but they so arty smarty and people fancy themselves as a master teacher this, master teacher that. I don't know, man. Like with you, Rashid, that life insurance policy game that you just said is needed. So whatever information that you do send to me, definitely send his information to me because life insurance policies are needed. Rich people buy up a lot of insurance policies as a, how can I say, as a in, literally insurance policy. How people literally will have something for insurance as an insurance policy method. They would literally use it as a war chest,
Yeah.
stockpile and grow.
I think it's Mick Romney or what's the other guy? I forgot his name. he actually has over $20 million in life insurance. And when he was running for president, they questioned him about it and trying to figure out why he have so much. And he was like, "Why not?" Like he's stockpiling life insurance. You know,
Yes.
not like with the Jews, they have it to where they the guy I was talking to about life insurance, he told me the Jews have at least 7 policies on their family members to where if anything happened, they take it out on the oldest person in the family because they know they're gonna die. So you picture your grandmother having to pay $1,200 a month for her life insurance. You get about 4 or 5 or less.
Yo, what happened?
I'm here.
Oh, wow, my man just cut off. Yori, come on the panel, man.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
clearly this time. Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Yes, I can hear you.
okay, great. So if you haven't got the email a few days ago, I just responded now, but so I'm actually switching careers, but I'm actually looking to work for myself and all, and since he brought up the life insurance, um, since I'm right now um I'm
You don't have to. You don't
self-employed.
have to. Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, so
No, you don't have
I'll
to.
be. Oh, what happened?
I'm just saying you don't have to over-explain yourself.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I don't try
Oh,
to. I don't try to
okay.
expose nobody's business.
Right, right, right. So, but really, what I'm looking to do, I should be looking into a life insurance as well. But I'm just looking to see when I do gain a success, like what do I do afterwards, like regarding like real estate, and um, is there a certain figure that I have to make in order to get into that, as well as investments or whatnot?
Well, um, Yori, before I let you come up, turn on your camera real quick. Then when you turn on your camera, I can confirm it to you. Then I can turn it off. Okay. Okay, but if you're going to get involved in certain things like that, I would recommend you to do some market research in your area. What market would you want to get involved in?
Oh, I see.
If which market that you want to get involved in? And we mentioned a couple of episodes ago on seller financing, and if somebody did had 30, 40,000, and the property was pretty much in market for a a lot of days, there's an opportunity where seller financing, if you can be able to negotiate with the seller and to be able to rent it out for a higher price. Say if the seller not loan, but lease payment would be 1,500. You pretty much mark it up to 2,200, 2,700, possibly 2,500 at the middle. But you gotta be diligent when it comes to that, and you need to find a margin to win. So you gotta get involved with calling the seller directly, and if you can't get involved with the seller, at least a cooperative realtor.
Would that be
And if
depend? Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
and if if you do find out, because you can go on tax records to figure out who is the owner. You can do skip tracing, because you need to get to that owner directly. You need to make that cold call to that owner, present a deal, and sidestep the realtor, because the realtor takes money out of his pocket, and a lot of the times the realtor will try to be the enforcer and block you out of that opportunity as well.
I see. Yeah, yeah. Would you suggest that to make those to make that transition within a certain area, like if it's like middle class or upper class, or if
It,
yeah.
it can be, well, to be honest, it can be a vacant property in a good neighborhood, because they usually say, if you want to be able to find something when it comes to fixing, flipping, and possibly get a good return, find an ugly house in a beautiful neighborhood. But if
Is
you
it
do go to the areas where it's would be called D class, C class type properties, bird dogging, pretty much bird dogging is something that we all do. Anybody that drove around and just looking, staring at properties, bird dogging. Write down an address, and you use the address to do some skip tracing. You tax records, tax assessor, find out who's that owner, and you need to contact them ASAP. So that's if you find a deal. So it's not
well,
really, how can I put it? It's not based off of go here, go there on market. It's pretty much based off of what you see.
right.
But
How well, what is the likelihood of finding an unattractive house in nice areas, or is it dependent on the state that you live in or other variables?
well, the variable would be based off of the city. I think it would be based off of the city politics, certain city planners. Like people, to be honest, people that are out of town investors, they will go to the city planner to figure out what is moving, what is going on, who is developing, who is coming through that area. Is there any new restaurants? Or they go to the city planner to see. Well, developers go to see the city planner on this aspect of what does the city needs. Do the city needs commercial apartments? Do the city needs more single families? Do it needs a shopping center? Do it need a franchise?
Oh,
So it's based off of the city. It's based off of the city. But Iori, what's going on, man?
Not too much, bro. Not too much. Yeah, I mean, like, so for her, she was talking about real estate and insurance, right?
Yes. Well,
It really, okay. So before anybody really answers that question, first thing I would ask is, what's the objective? Because there's a couple different things. Depends on the objective. It depends on the market, and it depends on a couple other things. So without knowing what you want to do in particular, it's hard to really answer a particular question. Maybe it's just because I came in late, but yeah.
hmm it's just really to generate,
but
like, oh, continue. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
but for her, but to be honest, for her, she only thing she really needs to do is just do not necessarily a survey, but scan around the city.
All
Scan
right.
around the
Oh,
city.
what I'm saying is, what is she trying to do? Is she a buy and hold investor? Is she a fix and flip investor?
Buy and hold, because it seemed like to me buy
Oh,
and hold, because she wants to be
okay.
able to rent out certain situations. She need to make that $2,500, $3,000 a month type cash flow. With seller
Uh,
financing, what I told her about that is you 40 $50,000, 200 $300,000 property could potentially be yours, because with the seller financing, if the seller is really motivated, that 30 well that 40 50 can be subtracted to the amount price. So if you let me get pen and paper, because I'm pretty much scrambling numbers when it comes to this.
I
So
hear you.
if
I hear
she
you. I do.
finds something if she finds something that's 300,000, if she finds something, let me write it down. If she finds something that's 300K, she come in with 50,000, then the remainder will be 250,000 that she has to pay. The lease payment would be $1,500 a month. Well, range around $1,500 a month, but she rented out for $2,700 a month. She can get $1,200 net times 12 of the net of $12,000. Well, 1,200 would be $24,000. So it'd be around 24 to 25K each year in net profit, well, net margin.
What
So the lease payments will be
what
deducted to the price.
what's the cash
Uh,
flow on the property? What's the cash flow on the property?
well, we pretty much doing what's that word? Uh, potential numbers. So $2,700 a month, renting it out times 12 would be, I think, around $40,000 a year in cash flow. She put down 50,000 as a down payment because with seller financing, it's non-bank type of scenario. So with $300,000 price, to be honest, I'll kind of negotiate the price to $285, so I can be able to leverage the fact
Okay,
that I
so
can be able to pay it off quicker.
right, but the question is, on a seller financing, what's the interest that the seller's gonna want?
Negotiate 6%.
Okay.
Negotiate 6% interest.
Okay. Well, in that case, it really depends on. Okay, let me see what 3-year. Okay. By the way, did you hear about the fact they have 40-year mortgages now?
Yeah,
That's crazy. Trying
they
to
have 40-year mortgages now.
they trying to dump these houses on anybody, bro.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, actually, you're better off going with a bank if you're going to get 6%, because your 30-year fixed
Well, what
purchase
happened?
price.
But there's scenarios where you don't qualify though. There's scenarios where you may not
Right.
qualify for
Well,
traditional.
well, yeah. If that's the case, then yeah, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go seller finance. But if you can qualify with these interest rates being as low as they are, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the banks don't just lend money like that. I mean, no matter how.
yeah, we got to get access to that property somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in that case, yeah, the seller financing is probably your only option. That
Yeah.
being said, your interest rate is probably going to be higher on seller financing. That's cool.
Is it true? Is it gonna be the interest rate is gonna be high?
Yeah,
It,
man. So we
it'll
just
it'll
trying to be
probably
able to
it'll
negotiate and
probably
structure
be
this
higher.
situation where
I mean,
well, you can negotiate.
because if you're saying 6%,
So it's
Oh, okay.
yeah, because you were saying 6%, so you know, 6% is higher than traditional bank financing right now. But then again, you have to really figure out where things are in terms of the economy and what the market is at that time too. So that can change things. So if we have like a crazy housing bust, then a lot of these people are going to try and get those properties off their hands. So you might be able to get better terms on your deal because they're so motivated to get out.
Mm-hmm.
But it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
Depends.
Mm-hmm.
know,
So it's
it
really
really
negotiation
depends on
based, man.
it really depends on where the situation is at that point in time. You know? So it can go either way, to be honest. But it really just depends on what state, what neighborhood, et cetera, you're in. Like for me being in California, I mean, yeah, things are
Expensive over
like
there.
we're going 50, 60, $70,000 above asking just to get some deals under contract. So
It's just as expensive like New York.
yeah,
They're both expensive.
same thing.
And I thought about moving to Cali, but man, it's mad expensive over there. Damn.
Yeah, it's kind of the blue state thing. It's like you live in a blue state, it's considered to be like super luxurious, I guess. Even though,
But is it expensive all around, like within like the city and like the suburbs, or
no, not necessarily.
Antelope Valley.
no,
Uh,
not
uh,
at the oh, okay.
what's that, buddy? You were saying something?
She can go to Antelope Valley and find some properties that's cheap.
I mean, she could go to Riverside County, like Temecula, Marietta area, like 45 minutes away from LA.
It's cheap in the suburbs, no? Like in a lot of states, it's cheap in the suburbs.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It depends on what suburb you're looking at. Yeah.
yeah.
So, it's just the aspect of finding a cheap suburb, getting access to negotiating something with the seller, the ability to be able to have something up front for them as a down payment,
Mhm.
and renting it out on Airbnb, situations like that.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I
can do
see.
People, there's a lot of people that's in this luxury car business niche where they're trying to be able to get a auto primary, which I got to, in W, when you email me, definitely respond, because I have a couple of people that can be able to help you when it comes to scenarios of credit repair and funding. But one
Oh,
client, he pretty much got an $80,000 auto primary, got a Beamer, and he's renting it out now. So he's getting that $3,500, $4,500 a month cash flow on it. So within 3 years, he can probably have $140,000 on rentals, minus given if nobody doesn't straight crash the thing or situations of the inside of the car. So really, he used that auto primary as the car for a business. He don't drive it. He wouldn't want to drive it. He wants to make money off of it, which he got the proper mindset of it. But it depreciates anyway.
Sure.
Depreciates anyway. So people that are doing rentals, or just, how can I say, rental arbitrage, where you get it for this price to lift it up a higher price, is definitely that niche that people need to focus on. Getting money between wedges and margins and situation scenarios. So really negotiating with somebody that has the property for 150 days, you could get something. Not even 150 days, something that's been in the market for 70 days, just depending on his or her scenario.
Yeah.
Are you on a computer?
Yeah.
You trying to share your
Yeah.
screen?
Sure. What you guys want to look at?
Okay, so we're gonna look at the market. Matter of fact, let's look at the market in LA and show people how expensive it really is. People don't believe us
real
unless they
expensive.
see it.
Don't scare them away like that, man. Come on. All right. Here we
Let's
go. Go ahead and send me what you want me to show, bro.
Okay, so let's look at Ladera Heights, Black Beverly Hills in LA.
Isn't that isn't that Baldwin Hills?
Yeah, Baldwin Hills, Ladera Heights. So you're gonna see Magic Johnson, Bishop Charles Blake, Chris Tucker, all those people living over there.
Um,
So I shared your screen.
you said
Hold on,
Ladera Heights, right?
Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills. Oh yeah, and Ray Charles' old home is in Ladera Heights. Well, Baldwin Hills. I keep saying Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills, but they still in the same bracket.
Yes. What do you want to look at? Like how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, but in preference?
Yeah.
We just scroll down, because we just scroll down and anything
Oh,
that
damn.
says seller financing, which probably don't say seller financing on this website.
Yeah, I mean,
Say yes, you will still technically be in the hood.
Oh, those.
Yeah, man.
I
$1
mean, for four
million
bed.
dollars
You'll
for
still be in.
Yeah,
1,400 square
yeah,
feet.
$1 million.
Holy shit.
Easily $1 million for that ass. So seller
That,
financing
that,
in
that,
markets that are expensive would work.
Mhm.
If you have 50, 60,000 dollars, and most of these is pending sales, so a lot of these situations probably off the market.
Off.
some of them, yeah, like this. Well, that's a new construction, so those
Oh, new
guys aren't
construction,
gonna
you need
do seller
new construction
finance.
going to be more expensive because with new construction under Joe Biden, you need to get some solar panels.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard
oh,
That's going to be
wow.
expensive.
that. Yeah, I mean, shout out to this house. This house is pretty good, but it's
So you have a lot of old
like,
money.
That looks like it could be old money too. It looks like it. Like these look
You
like,
have a lot of old money.
yeah,
A
it
lot
do
of it.
look like it. It do look like it. It do look like it.
So those properties is the testament of how the market is rapidly increasing fast in the speed of light. Because those properties 5 years ago was 700,000, 650,000. Now they're 1.8, 1.5, 2.1.
actually, let's
Mhm.
take a look. Let's see if they've got any previous sold comps out here.
Yeah, sold
Let's
comps. Just look at the sold comps.
take a
Because
look
certain
at
properties that I saw was literally 700,000 years ago,
property
just for it to
history.
be. Well, that's the beautiful house. That's the prettiest house on the block. Be living next door to Bishop Blake.
Oh shoot! This is a
It
brand
seems
new
real, but
house
it does
in
seem
California.
reasonable though. It does seem reasonable, especially if
It's
it's
reasonable.
more than
It's
one.
reasonable.
Mhm.
No, finish your point. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it is, especially if you're selling it for more than one bedroom. Like if it's a 3, 4, 5 bedroom house in this area for 1 million, 2 million, that ain't so bad. It doesn't look so bad.
And it's reasonable considering California and considering you're in LA.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. Considering that, yeah.
yeah, that this looks like a Jewish person's house with all this
Well,
extra
that used
stuff
to be the
right
old
here.
Jewish neighborhood, man. When Ray
Oh,
Charles lived
really?
in that area, it was the
Oh,
old
yeah.
Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah.
If you see the movie Ray, if you watch the movie Ray again, that house that they was in where they had pretty much the pool party, yeah, that same area. Next door neighbors, rich Jewish lawyers.
Damn, it's been on the market for 160 days.
Made in 1975. Probably can get a haircut, probably 1.6, 1.5, negotiated and have $200,000 down payment. You could probably get access to that with a seller financing. This would be the perfect seller financing. People that have bigger money, though, they probably have to get
Yeah.
involved in it. But this is a seller financing situation because 175, no, 175, 157 days, that can literally be negotiated downward because you got leverage because they trying to get rid of it.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Hmm.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, like
But look at the property tax situation. 14.
14 months.
Look at the price. Look at the price of the land.
Oh, oh my. Oh wow.
15 grand a year.
Yeah. Oh, a year.
Land plus additions.
Mm, so
Yeah,
that's
so
like
that means they
maybe 1,300 a
They
month.
got the acre. They got 0.58 acre.
So it's like 1,500 a month in taxes, roughly.
yep.
So charge somebody that get in access to this and rent it out for $5,600, $6,000, or $90 to $100, not $100 a day,
$200 a day.
$180 to $220 a day can be able to get some steady cash flow, because that is literally, like she said, $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
So you got to get some margin to mark it up where you can get some, so she can be able to get some type of cash flow off of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 So we're gonna look at the next property, man. So we're gonna look at other properties around the area. Then we're gonna show her something affordable. That would be considered higher middle upper class, but affordable still. Quartz Hill, California.
COURT?
Q. Quartz.
Okay.
QU. And
Quartz Hill. Got it.
so the mayor of Lancaster live in this neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah.
RX Paris, the lawyer, he lives in this neighborhood, but these would be the areas where it is affordable compared to Ladera Heights. Because Ladera Heights, like we said, old money. You got people that's pretty much sitting on their properties, gaining more equity, but these areas are not expensive yet.
Oh, not expensive. Is this still in
LA, you're still in LA. You're still in LA. You're about 40 miles, 50 miles.
You're in Lancaster, yeah.
You have to be in Lancaster too.
Oh, so but why was the initial one more expensive than the other?
Well, that's because of the politics there is bluer. In Lancaster, it's red.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I see.
yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Because Mikey Garcia, this is his district.
Oh, I get
Mikey
it.
Garcia, that's his district. So the situation when it comes to that, when politics is different, that means property taxes, the way how they tax the property would be kind of more thought out than just raising it every year by year. Because with LA, it seems like property taxes is raising by the year, every year.
Yeah, man, they're killing people in LA, man. They're killing people in LA. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you don't make like, and this is proper LA. If you don't make like 100, 200 grand a year in LA, it's gonna be tough to live.
That's what I'm
But-
saying. It's gonna be real rough. It's gonna be so rough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real rough. And right now, it's like healthcare, tech. Like, if you get into that, you could literally live well. Like, in my opinion.
Let's take a look. That oh, it's only been on here.
Made in 1990.
Damn.
What's the taxes?
I'll tell you.
It's more like property pricing. The property tax is $6,000, land's
Yeah.
$60,000.
A
This
year?
is basically where it was listed and all this other kind of stuff. This is pretty much an affordable property, to be honest.
Yeah, it is affordable. It is affordable. Yeah, that's almost half. Property taxes is almost half compared to the initial one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't bad. So that's 6,000. That's gonna be divide that by 12. That's
Like $500.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 500. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Who was what's the name of the politician that you said for that area?
RX Paris, he's the lawyer. He's a lawyer, mayor. I think he's like a fourth term mayor,
Oh, okay.
GOP mayor. So he is a moderate Republican. He actually has the Some actually the crime in the whole Antelope Valley area is actually low.
But the crime area is low. Oh, okay.
Crime area is low. So the ability to appreciate on the properties, you can be able to appreciate very, very well.
Oh, okay.
This is actually really cheap, really.
Really cheap.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, that's really cheap, really. 'Cause this is proper LA. I wouldn't say this is proper LA, but it's inside of LA. And usually LA is more expensive than
Yeah.
most other places. Oh,
Because
oh,
it's
oh,
made in
place.
1990, 2,000 square feet. It has the metrics.
Yeah, it's got the bones you need, like 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,000 square feet. That's it.
To
Because
be
let's look at
honest.
another property.
Oh, okay.
Let's push through. Let's look in the same area though.
Okay.
So we got 495, well 499, 475. So it seemed like the ranging around 340 to 400 to 500,000. Because the 750,000 houses, $800,000 houses, that's literally in Lancaster directly. That's literally West Avenue M4. So you actually out. It's M4.
I hear you.
This is these beautiful houses, man. KB Homes got some good houses as well. The problem is HOA.
Oh, this way, man. Either of these, they're both pretty good.
The 529 situation actually looks good. The 459 actually looks better because the pool. That
Yeah.
pool makes it look better.
Yeah, these are pending.
Yeah, so they're pretty much gonna get closed.
Yeah, they're kind of in between being off the market. To be honest.
I see. Now, like with the visual like presentation, I'm able to like understand it, and I just kind of find it shocking when you put in the second location, how even though it's not too far um from the previous location in LA, it's just when you mention about the politics and but how they still made it relatively less expensive than the initial location you put in. But I mean,
But
Yeah,
these properties is newer built in the area where taxes isn't extremely high. You don't have to deal with property taxes in LA. Like property taxes in LA is what range around 8 to 10%,
I see.
if I'm not
uh,
mistaken. No,
I don't know.
but still, these houses is still extremely cheap though, man. This is really the
Yeah,
cheapest route.
surprisingly cheap. Surprising. Was it always cheap like that, or?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
if you know where to look, I mean, to
you
be
know what to
honest,
look for.
uh, politics has a lot to do with it also.
oh, I see.
I mean, if you're in, like, let's say you're in a Hollywood, which is
Mhm.
a different political
Yes,
structure,
a whole
it,
different
it's it's
structure.
it's going to give you a whole different deal that you're going to have to deal
I see.
with.
So we're gonna look at the property tax rate. So
Wow.
2008. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to do some
Okay, so
math.
that's
86.
That's roughly 87 cents per $100.
uh,
So
Yeah,
that'd be $100,000 house. It would be $860 a month, or what is that based on monthly?
that's based on years. So you divide that by 12. Okay, so
I need to get
let's see. Let's say
Calculate that, man. You gotta calculate that situation because houses is 250 on average, 200,
divided by
400,000
100,
on average.
4,500 times say 0.6. Is that right?
Yeah.
Per 100. Okay, so 450 times 100 times
oh, that's
point.
Oh, that's Lancaster, Texas. That's not Lancaster, California.
Oh, never mind.
That's why it didn't range up to 6,
Yeah, I was
7,000.
like, wait a
It's supposed to
minute.
range.
Lancaster, California. Tax rates in California. 1.18. Okay, so
1.18.
450.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
That's
Divide
enough, right? Yeah.
400.
divide that by 12 so people get a monthly pay.
So
Okay. So we just calculated how much the property tax is based off of the tax rate. So for the people that need numbers, need help on numbers, we just crunched them for y'all.
Yeah.
and that's on a 450 valuation. So, you know, these ones will be lower than that. It's affordable.
Well, yeah, it's affordable, especially for the city, outside the city. This outside the city, more like 40, 50 miles away. And from Hollywood to Lancaster, that's 100 miles away.
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we just calculated that real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, you know,
So when it comes,
it's like having a property in upstate New York versus having a property in like one of the boroughs.
Oh
Because-
yeah, yeah.
Because the politics is different. There's a vast difference between how everything is assessed.
Exactly, because I live in NYC, and that is absolutely right. The property from upstate New York is definitely inexpensive. However, the areas there are, it's much, it's similar to what you showed here. Like it's much more cleaner, much more nicer, and everything
Yeah.
else. The city is just all compact, and it's all expensive, and it's just yeah. So it, like you said, it's all about just looking.
like, mostly seem like with these areas, new construction, uh, old desert area pretty much getting developed. With Quartz Hill, old desert area getting developed. That's pretty much the gist of literally the whole market.
Right.
But
Right.
40 years ago, this was nowhere near around.
Mhm.
nowhere near around. None of this was around 40 years ago. So it was
Yeah,
old cowboy town now being developed.
pretty much.
You got KB Homes. You got
Let's
you got a
check
lot of
Riverside.
even hedge fund people, because even Judge Judy. Yeah, Riverside. Check Riverside.
Let's check Riverside.
Judge Judy has a stake ownership in KB Homes.
Mm,
Damn, Riverside? You doing this in Riverside? Bro, I never thought Riverside would be more expensive than LA County.
Yeah,
Something definitely going on with this here house market.
750,000, 1,800,000, and they look similar to the Lancaster homes. To be honest,
Yeah, they do. They do.
Lancaster Court Hill homes, they look the same, similar, but that's 750, that's 815, 695 set up.
Yeah, man, this is ridiculous. Oh, let's check this out. Oh, that's why. Let's do that. Yeah, this is about right.
yeah.
You know, low threes or high threes, low fours kind of thing. Pretty much the same kind of deal. Like that one's, damn, what? That's got to be a mistake. Yeah, that's a typo.
430,
Yeah, it's
425.
high threes, low fours, bro. High threes, low fours. Same kind of deal.
It's not. That's not bad though. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Not bad.
It's
Not bad.
3-4 bedroom. That is not bad.
Click on one of them and see the property taxes.
It's 1 1/4.
1.25. Okay.
So it's take, yo, this one looks done up pretty
Oh
good,
my
man.
god. Oh my god. This is gorgeous. What? What? Damn. This is beautiful. Damn. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to do, man. You just walk in there, and put your feet up, really.
I know. This is so chill.
That's done. Yeah, there you go. So, I thought that was a gated community, my bad. I guess that's the entrance. Yeah. Look at that, bro. 2008. Look at that.
Property is 4,000. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
buck
like
89 in 2008. Yeah, buck 85. Yeah.
4,000. Divide that by 12. That's like.
Yeah, that's like
Is it 300? 300?
300 and something.
Yeah, 300 or something. That's not bad. But how convenient? Let's say they want, like, let's say if they want to go to places, like, let's say they want to see where the stores are, restaurants are, or this that, and the third. Like, how will we be able to know how convenient it is in that area?
Oh well, I mean, there's all kind of department stores and malls and stuff like that all over the place. Now let's see. So one thing to do is Marietta. Yeah, it's like an hour and change. LA is closer to stuff. Yeah, it's like an hour to San Diego. So it's right in the middle between LA and San Diego. That's what that is. Low crime, good schools.
That's definitely sellable. Yeah, it's definitely sellable.
Pretty much it. That's the Lancaster stuff. Yeah. So there you go, bro.
Okay, now let's look at tax foreclosures in Nevada.
Tax foreclosure. Okay.
Really, it should be Arizona because Arizona got a higher yield, but property foreclosures in Nevada is definitely something I've been looking at.
I mean, you're probably better off finding this stuff because I really don't know where to look. But you can tell me where to look. I can probably.
Okay, let's just look at the real property tax auction information so people know in those areas this is the website you go to be able to get certain information because there are certain people that would not know where is the tax assessor website.
So what?
Even though it's
So
very
what's
Google
the site you
searchable.
wanted?
Tax assessor website for Nevada. Well, Las Vegas, my bad. Las Vegas, Nevada. Clark County assessor.
Yeah, probably right here.
Okay. This would be used whenever you need to get information on certain things on the property, the owner, and also if there's any liens, because if there's any liens on the property, you can negotiate downward, or the people would pretty much say that the seller on his end has to be able to clear up any liens on the property before we can go further through with this property deal. That's what I do with wholesale deals, meaning that if it's a wholesale deal where I can get it for 75 and assign it for 90, I got to make sure that there's no liens. If there is liens, I got the leverage to negotiate the price downward due to the fact of it not being all in the up and up.
Yeah.
But this is used as a metric for me to be able to figure out what's going on. Oh man, Craig. Respect to Craig in the chat. Respect to Craig.
Like that's it.
So it doesn't show any type of listings. It don't show any.
No, it doesn't. It's basically telling you all.
Okay, so somebody would have to really physically call up.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to show you these deals unless you really, really want them. You know what I mean?
Well, auction.com. Let's see what's on auction.com. Because a lot of people find deals that they get on auction.com with properties as well.
What's the role of the assessor, you say?
To be able to find out the property information, any type of liens, any type of code violations, you can be able to find that with tax assessor.
I see.
Because you gotta be up on them things. Because if you bought a house and it has a code violation, they don't care if you didn't know that.
Oh my God.
They didn't
Oh,
care if you don't know that. That's ignorance is not bliss.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, you didn't know? Oh, well. Like
See,
that.
that's why when you do go into auction bidding, they also have it all the time. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. We are not responsible by any means.
Oh my God.
When you bid on these houses, you must already get an understanding of what are you bidding on. So that means
Wow.
specific addresses. You got to know that when they say 465 Dale Roberts Street, you got to figure out what's on Dale Roberts. You got to figure out what was on that property. What's the situation on it? But
You got to make sure that you ain't getting something in the wrong area. Because,
so you see the opening bids.
yeah.
The bidding process is grueling.
Have you been to some of these, bro?
I've been attending with a business partner, but I have not bought anything. I just came to see what the process was.
Man, that shit's a zoo, bro.
Yeah, you do got a zoo.
It's a zoo, bro. Oh, man.
Because you got a combination of big investors that come from Wall Street that's trying to pick up something. Then you got regular people that's trying to find something on a cheap level. You got people
Yeah.
that pretty much that bid on it, won the bid, did not even close on a situation for the property to come back on the bidding process next week.
Yeah,
Well, next cycle.
yeah, that's right.
Whatever cycle it is. But Craig beat, salute to you, man. Salute.
Yeah. Shout out to Henderson.
Shout out to Craig. Craig is from New York. Craig, we already looked at these New York properties and situation. I don't know if Craig is a Brooklyn dude, a Queens dude, but Dumbo.
Would you
Look
would
at
you check for
yeah.
New York, or is it too expensive for you?
Well, New York is good for commercial wraparound loans,
Oh, I see.
where seller financing on a big level, where the occupancy is 60-70%, or an owner that's pretty much hemorrhaged to death with debts, loans, and moratorium. A $25 million building can probably go for around 12, 13, 14 with the roughest conditions. And somebody that had $500,000 on seller financing, they can get access to that $25 million building
For
off of
500,000?
negotiating. 500,000, you can be able to get access to it if the seller's in a tough spot. And New York
Oh,
City has the most, well, actually has low occupancy compared to the nation, state by state. When they compare states based on the occupancy, it's New
I
York.
see. I
Shout
see.
out to COVID, I guess.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah. That's what it is. That's probably what
Shout
it
out to
was.
COVID.
Yup. Trust me. We got it lucky.
yeah,
$500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, man. It looks like there's stuff here. I just looked in Nevada. It's right there. Take a look.
So scenarios like that, you got to just be able to know how to negotiate, bid, look at the markets, look how to analyze it. Because analyzing it is important off the fact of what's the jobs,
Damn, look
what's
at
the crime rate,
look at this
Yeah.
place. I
what's
don't
the age
even
demographic.
know what the heck
Right.
this is. Okay, 3-bedroom, 4-bath.
And it gives you the details as well.
Yeah, it looks like a straight shed almost. That thing, man.
That must be. Is it North Las Vegas?
Uh, it says it's
Because the Strip is going to be expensive as hell. Strip and Summerlin in Vegas is going to be
yeah. Well,
really
yeah. Summerlin is basically where all like the rich white folks hang out, I guess. I mean
Mhm.
the old rich white folks.
Oh,
Oh, that is funny. You was funny, Yori. Funny
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean, yeah,
But old money is better.
yeah. I mean,
Funny.
you got a lot of old money in Vegas. So
Old money can withstand COVID.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because you got Rodney Dangerfield where he lived at. I think I said this 2 days ago, but where his uh, golf course resort gated community house is at, next across the street is Section 8 housing,
Shit.
the hood. But where Floyd Mayweather is at, his situation's all gated, HOA'd up.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, he out there doing his thing, man.
HOA. That's the only problem, man. People do not like HOA fees, man.
Oh, you know,
HOA Nazis, bro. They want to figure out what are you doing. Cut your grass, take out your trash. Trash is sitting out too long. You know, you gotta figure out
you
of
gotta,
how
you gotta
to.
find, you gotta find an old property, bro. This, I mean, if you don't want to do no HOA, probably gonna have to find an old property.
Yep,
It's
because
simple
all
as
new
that.
properties are HOA, and they got HOA laws where it has to be HOA if
Oh,
it's built in a certain
well,
year.
well, I'm gonna say this is sketch because they ain't showing the inside of the property. So if they don't got like a single picture to show you inside the property, I'm cool with it being here, but I ain't really doing too much with this.
Okay, so let's move along.
Yep.
Hey, bro, to finish up, I gotta do something real quick. I'm just gonna mute myself.
Okay, no
Hold
problem.
on.
Me.
Just go ahead and stop sharing. Hold on.
Okay, but if anybody else wants to come up, anybody that's just tuning in, definitely this is an open panel. Definitely join. Want to hear everybody's perspective, opinion. Anybody that wants to book a consultation, my email is creditbuilder475@gmail.com. Creditbuilder475@gmail.com. I'm surprised ain't nobody else wind up coming up in the back. But if anybody wants to come up, open panel. W. Now, when it comes to areas in New York that you notice, is there any new development that you notice? I gotta ask this to everybody. People need to realize where is new development. Do you see any new cranes, construction people?
Construction.
Yeah, pretty much. Aspects of people pretty much building up, tearing down, or building up.
The only thing I've noticed is some stores closing, but they haven't really built anything new from there. But then again, I haven't been to various like boroughs to know if they have teared down. But I assume they have. It's just I haven't been doing my due diligence as to what locations. So, because
Okay,
I'm not really
no
planning
problem.
on being in New York. Yeah.
No problem. I did not expect you to be an avid wizard of construction. I just wanted people to realize, pay attention,
Yeah.
pay attention, pay
Yeah.
attention, because the people that ain't paying attention, those are the ones that get gentrified. Those are the ones that get displaced. Those are the ones that have a laundry list of complaints of what happened, which you should have been focusing on what was going on. If you're not a real estate savvy person, get involved. Got
Yeah.
to get involved. Now you got to, if you can't either benefit off of buying the deal outright yourself, you got to do the marketing and do the disposition grunt work, meaning that you would be the person of We Buy Houses. We Buy Houses marketing advertisement. Get that aspect going.
Mhm.
get the deals, lock it up for a contract, send it to the developer, where you can be able to benefit off of the new development without being displaced. You made money on it. You made some
Right.
money on it. You made 20, 30,000 on certain situations, 20, 30,000 on a other situation. Compile that up and think bigger financing, um, et cetera, et cetera. So you got to just make sure that everything is just of you understand the knowledge of what is the price, what is the solution to the seller, because a lot of the times the seller is in a bind. The ones in a bind, you can be able to negotiate downward and they'll be able to take it. They'll be able to
Yeah.
take the deal without no type of pushback, without no type of reneging. They actually are happy to the fact that you are willing to take it off their hands.
Mhm. Yeah.
So for all the people that's coming in, it's an open panel. Please click in, tap in the link, man. This is an open panel. Open panel, tap in. Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in. And if anybody wants to book a consultation and get access with me, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. You're in Rhode Island. Okay. Okay. He's in Rhode Island. Well, Rhode Island, to be honest, Rhode Island barely gets talked about.
It do.
Rhode Island barely gets talked about. People usually say Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, VA, Maryland. Well, Maryland, VA. I said I said VA like VA was on top of Maryland, but Maryland, VA. You got to look at Prince George's County. The development is going to be in Prince George County in Maryland. So people just
Do
got to
realtor.
understand,
We go to
huh?
realtor.com for developers.
You go to be honest, you can search the city location / developers. You can go on Connected Investors. You can go on biggerpockets.com and find developers. You can find developers on pretty much real estate forums. You strike a conversation, you pick their brain, figure out what they want, and you kind of mirror what they want on what are you looking for when you negotiate a certain situation to assign it for them for a fee.
I see.
It's reverse engineering. It's literally like instead of going to the drive-through, McDonald's will call you to figure out what you want, then have it ready when you do pull up at the drive-through.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Similar situation with developers, fix and flippers, real estate investors, business groups, investor syndications, especially investor syndication, because investor syndication, sorry, I said in syndication, but syndication, they raise $100 million and they need deals. So they have money to cash you out for exchange of those deals. So real estate investor syndications example would be Grant Cardone. People have mixed reviews on Grant Cardone. Aspects of Donald Trump actually was based off of him raising other people's money in order to finance big towering sky tower buildings in New York. So finding deals for syndicators is a method that you can be able to utilize where you're interested in real estate, you're hungry in real estate, but you just do not have the developer money. So you pretty much just find listings that are either off market, where you market on We Buy Houses on Facebook, or you can do a niche, a credit, I call it a hack, where you can pretty much look at anything that says We Buy Houses. You contact that phone number and you ask them on what type of properties, what type of deals, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, what type of pricing you're looking for, what
Mhm.
year are you looking for. You're
Mhm.
pretty much going through them and sending them the deal without you trying to scramble on where are the developers, where are some developers, where are the fix and flippers, who can buy this, who can buy my contract, who can buy my contract, who can buy my contract. You call the We Buy Houses people that you see either with the signs, and you can negotiate something where I send you deals for X amount of dollars, and we can be able to keep it moving. You can be technically a bird dogger, but if you want to be able to cash out, then We Buy Houses people, they have liquid cash or they have the lending access to be able to do a situation where they buy your deal you lock it up for 62,000 and you assign it to them for 80,000, or you find a deal where it's $150,000 property that you negotiated for 125, but you assign it to them for 140, making it around a $15,000 assignment fee. So the We Buy Houses people, contact those people that you see. And this goes to anybody that's listening. If you see a We Buy Houses, figure out what they want. Negotiate certain things where you can create a promissory note. Promissory note is a legal tending thing that can be able to be used just in case if something doesn't go fully as planned. It can legally protect you. But still, the promissory note is used for the We Buy Houses people, so you can have it on contract that I can send them deals. This is a partnership. I send them deals, and we pretty much have an assignment fee that's negotiated because you have the ability to write the contract. There is certain things when it comes to wholesaling, like in Chicago, wholesaling would be actually outlawed due to the fact that they feel like that it's unfair. They're saying it's equity stealing. But like I said, a seller has a right to contract. If a seller is in a bind, he's going to be able to negotiate with you, even though if he doesn't know what wholesaling is, the process, the concept, or what's the overall point. If you have the ability to send him a cash offer but a fast close, he will be able to do business with you. Especially when it's a deadbeat, vacant property, dilapidated property, or underwater property where it has more loans on the situation than its value. That's another thing that y'all need to look and realize. Assumable loans, seller financing, owner financing, for sale by owner. Look at those listings. So for sale by owner, seller financing, owner financing, assumable loan, or anything of the, how can I say, of the standpoint of them are in a bind. Hell, the property listing can be 80 days on the market, 100 days on the market. Like we just saw in Ladera Heights, Black Beverly Hills, Ladera Heights, 157 days in the market. It's your job to be able to find a way how to negotiate something. No problem, Craig. No problem. No issue. But there's aspects of just finding out who is who, negotiating something, and be that middleman. To be honest, what I'm saying here is just the principles and the blueprint of middleman. You are the middleman, middlewoman, middleman economics, middleman politics. It's all in the same situation. You got to be able to negotiate something and insert yourself in the deal. So W, Iori, Craig, whoever that's listening, anybody that's listening in the clouds, your job is to be the best middleman ever. Period. You got people like William Wesley, Drake, the rapper Drake, he shouted out William Wesley in the back-to-back this song against Meek Mill. But William Wesley is the best middleman because he can negotiate something for that's worth 30, get it for 12, re-sign it, well, sell it back for 25. Something that's worth 30, get it for 12, resell it for 25. While still advertising to the end buyer, the person that's buying it from William Wesley, that you get a $5 million discount on it. But he got it for 12. He got it for 12, but you get it for 25. That is literally the metric price. So when it comes to Doughboy economics, it works with certain situations. How much you get it? Well, I get it for lower. Then that's when people start realizing, I want to do business. When it comes to real estate, you can get it for a lower price than I can. Let's do business. JV deal, partnership, promissory notes, creating LLCs, LLPs. LLC is a limited liability company. LLP is a limited liability partnership. So that's the difference between the two. Hello, Morena. Respect to Morena in the chat, my moderator. Respect to my moderator. But Morena, can you copy and paste my email, my Cash App, and my email, so people that's coming in that can be able to donate support and also book a consultation with me. And my consultations are affordable based on your budget. I am willing to work with people based on the price. I was, because I had corporate clients that I charged $2,000 a month, but I realized that I gotta be based off of the price of people's budgets. So I'm not gonna force people, not forcing anybody to do anything, but I'm not gonna have it where $2,000 a month is the absolute price. It's negotiable price. You get 24/7 access with me. You get stock lists, personal grants, business grants, real estate connections and contacts you may need, certain lenders you may need. E-commerce I do as well. I have a team. I can be able to give you a benchmark blueprint needed, meaning that you got a standard operating procedure on how to work with your workers beyond e-commerce, just in general. But when you get in contact with me, you get all those resources very quickly. People has made money on my stock positions. Nia X, she is a subscriber to the channel. She managed to buy Neo when I told people to buy it at $25, $28 a share. Now it's $45, about $50 a share. And Neo could be $200 a share. So hopefully Neo bought 10 shares of it monthly, $200 a month on it. She could probably get $40,000, $50,000 by the end of 2023. So that's a long-term play. Nia's a long-term play, but still, I'm ranting. I am ranting. Sorry about ranting. But when it comes to this business stuff, you have to negotiate on becoming the better middleman. Because you have middlemen of William Wesley, people may never heard of. Drake heard of it. Drake take William Wesley's advice. Drake is damn near close to a billionaire. So, or in boxing, you got Al Heyman with Floyd Mayweather. Once again, Floyd Mayweather is that guy. Okay, I'm driving up at night. I'm not trying to get a ticket. Okay, no problem. So I'll just post my own email for people to contact with me. But when it comes to what you're doing, you have to be very good at negotiation skills. You got to be very shrewd in certain aspects, but you got to be also mindful of the seller, the person that you are either doing business with directly, and the indirect business would be the end buyer. So that means you get it for $150, you assign it for $175, and the end buyer pretty much double close. So people use double closing. So with double closing, I'm probably telling y'all too much information, but I still want to finish my point. Double closing is a method where you can be able to do a simultaneous close fast, bada boom, bada bing. We're using the end buyer's cash to pay for the seller. The difference you get in a check form that you get from the title company. So the title company facilitates everything that's going on, and you can be able to navigate certain areas of double closing with the seller, buyer, and you as the middleman. So you can be able to get your checks and be able to cash whatever you need on aspects of I put the wrong damn thing when it comes to getting credited for your work. So you are the middleman, you negotiate, you insert yourself on every single deal possible. So you insert yourself, even though somebody say, well, I'm already in contacts with certain situation with somebody, you always insert yourself saying, okay, just in case if it doesn't go through, here's my phone number, here's my information, get in contact with me. I have a cash offer fast close for you and be able to use some leverage, because you got to leverage every opportunity, everybody, information, you got to leverage other people's money, you got to leverage, because if you don't, people are leveraging you. And that's where you got a stream that I showed a couple of days ago of where Chicago's downtown, where you had the O Block, you had the Chief Keefs of the world, the Lil Durks, the King Vons, rest in peace. Those people are pretty much going to get dispositioned. They want to make luxury condos of those Parkview projects, Parkview Garden projects, quote unquote, O Block. They say that, oh, Lil Durk should have bought, even if Lil Durk leveraged his entire net worth, it's still not enough out of aspect of $10 billion of corporate money going to be in those areas. So $10 billion in corporate money, nah. only how he can be able to manifest $10 billion is if he created a plan to gentrify it himself. Because there's no way of him saving the property and it economically making sense of keeping Parkview Gardens there. Because you have $10 billion, you don't want to keep project housing, affordable project section housing there. You want, if you have $10 billion raised, you're gonna have to create condos, buildings, um, shopping centers, luxury shopping store tenants. So you meaning that people have Givenchy, Gucci, pretty much extending the downtown because the University of Chicago, they're planning to get that area as well. Similar to how in LA you have USC, pretty much buying up the homes and areas around that area. They're pretty much taking back those areas around USC where the universities are. Buying deeds, yes, buying deeds, Craig beats buying deeds, yes.
Yeah,
Got
that's
to be
deep.
very sure.
Oh,
Paper for paper.
that's deep when you said
Yes.
gentrifying yourself. That was deep, but it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because if somebody raised $10 billion, they're not gonna just leave Parkview Gardens as the same. They're gonna have to. It's gonna have to make sense for them to pull those resources. I mean, literally pour the resources in to make it to make sense. Because they're not gonna get $10 billion just to keep it a hood. They're gonna take over that area. $10 billion. They said to the rapper Lil Durk, 10 billion. He has $10 million, and they said, "Won't you do something?" He can't do nothing. On the aspect of he don't have the resources to overpower a uh, private equity, the university. You got the owner of the Chicago Bulls, Jerry Reinsdorf. Then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers owner, Dan Gilbert, in that area. So you got a lot of basketball owners plus hedge fund people with the university. One person can't do it unless he's literally a megalo billionaire. If the megalo billionaire gets involved, capitalism is going to be involved. He's not going to save those those housing projects. He's going to try to figure out how can he make the $10 billion and the $40 billion with $5 billion in cash flow because of commerce coming in that downtown area.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why if people and just understand how to be able to do marketing, that's why marketing and sales is going to be the necessary tool for people to be able to curve certain situations when it comes to, oh, they're gentrifying my area, oh, the mega developers, all the white people, all the foreigners, Well, won't you figure out how to position yourself to find those deals earlier? Because they're too big. Like I said the last episode, they are too big to find the deals, but you are too little to buy them. So let's mix the peanut butter and jelly. You know the deals, you know where it's at, you just can't afford them. They're so big that they can find commercial areas, but they can't find the hidden rough, the hidden diamond, the diamond in the rough type of deal. So that's where they're so big, they can't find it. They're pretty much looking for big ass commercial deals, but you're too little to buy it because you don't have enough money. They're too big enough to see it. So you got to connect those deals, contact those people, do some Google searches, do some Yahoo Finance research, find out what is the corporation that is doing the development, do Google searching, looking at economics books, not economics books, but economic newsletters. And to be honest, it's policy, but you contact those people. You figure out what they want and you find the best way you can to be able to say, okay, single family homes, I can do it. Because with single family homes, you don't need a letter of intent. You don't need a proof of funds. Which, if you do need a letter of intent, proof of funds, I still got a person in Capital Cash that can be able to help you with that. But with single family houses, you assign those single family houses to the developers, to the hedge fund people. You cash out $15,000 per deal, you could probably be a millionaire off of a subdivision that you found them. And what you do is you negotiate with the property owner with an assignment contract or with a purchase agreement with on the terms when they say and or assignee. So when they say who is the buyer, you would put your LLC or put you and or assignee, put and or assignee, your LLC and assignable. This contract is third party assignable. You have to figure out not metrics, terms to make sure that the metrics that you gave them on the property plus the language on the contract can be done. Which Flipman on YouTube, he also provides free contract purchase and agreement contracts. I don't know what is going on today, but purchase agreement contracts that you can use to be able to facilitate certain situations. And you benefit off of this. You benefit off the development where, unfortunately, people say I was dispositioned, misplaced. Well, you tell them, well, I try to tell you to assign these contracts. I told you to get in these people's face. I told you to contact the We Buy Houses people. I told you. Because you got to do that to people, because it hits harder when they see you got results of your work on the aspect of they could have bought up the area themselves, or they could have assigned the contracts of the area and made some money. So when it does, they say, damn, what happened to Dumbo? Well, I made money on Dumbo. Damn, what happened to Chelsea? I made money on Chelsea. What happened to South Jamaica Queens? Well, I made money on South Jamaica Queens. It doesn't happen where you're a victim all the time. Because it seems like when gentrification happens, to be honest, people kind of scurry up and their ears close up, not knowing that this is your time to negotiate some property deals, do some off-market marketing, contact those people that have their bandit signs all over the city, preferably around fast-paced, high traffic areas in the city where they say we buy houses or cash buyer, and take advantage, man, because anybody gonna feel sorry for you at the end of the day. We grown ass adults. Anybody gonna feel sorry at all? No one.
Right. No pity party over here.
No pity party, no victimhood, because they're gonna say, well, why you didn't assign me the deal? If they was thinking on that type of aspect. But to be honest, this is outside the box type of thinking. You're not gonna hear this type of stuff being talked in the Roland Martins, the Mark Lamont Hills of the world, the Breakfast Clubs of the world. You're not gonna hear that from those type of groups. They want people to be in a reactive state. And to be honest, when people are in a reactive state, it actually helps the developers as well, because they don't know what to do. So assigning contracts to them, that far their mind. Because to be honest, assigning contracts help you and it helps the developer, but you get paid off of the developer's funds as well, because you assign the deal. You find them a sweetheart deal. And don't get me started. Don't get me started when it comes to portfolio deals. If you can find portfolio bundle deals where an owner that you may contact, he owns a couple other properties in the area, that will be even more attractive to a quote unquote investor business group, because they love portfolio deals. Hence, more money per deal. You can negotiate a contract where $750 per deal, meaning that you got them 25 houses, $750, $2,000 per deal, 30 houses. That's a lot of pieces of change off of just portfolio bundling and finding people deals for them. So, but I ran my mouth long enough.
Great
I
gems.
ran my mouth long enough.
Great gems. And with everything that you explained, especially with the last few things, um, it made me question if we were to go elsewhere and we paid for the extra information that you're providing here on this platform. If we were to pay someone that does what you do, will we get that excess information? So I mean, I'm fortunate for that. And to close it out, I'll just say to just basically work hard and give a nice deal and just stay up on it, like you said. Don't
Yes.
be a victim to what you should be responsible for being alert on.
Yes. Yes, that's where economics come into part. This is where people that are business oriented comes into part. These are people that are shrewd in general, just shrewd in general come into part. There's people that are just shrewd in general. They may not understand business off the start, but once they start reading it, then that's when they become a hawk. This is when they become literally the takeover artist. Then this is when they become the big pit bull that take over
The
everything.
shark. Yep.
The shark, the
Exactly.
pit bull. I like to call it a pit bull because the pit bull vicious than a motherfucker. So
Oh yeah.
vicious. You got to understand how to provide value to other people beyond you and negotiate it where you can be able to benefit it. You know, you capture payments, you put in your LLC checking account, and you pretty much use the LLC as a method of storing your cash.
Yeah.
Because everything that's in the business gets taxed. It was 21%, but with Biden, it's going to be 28. Still,
Mhm.
you only get taxed a third compared to getting taxed 46%.
Mhm.
And with anything that you do write-offs, charitable donations. You can do charities to a school, a local politician to leverage some type of influence, but it's all tax writable.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
you go from step to step.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
So for everybody that's tuning in, respect to everybody, I'm closing out creditbuilder475 at gmail.com for consultations. $ Mr. Perfect for donations. Or if somebody wants to book a session, they can be able to send a 20% deposit to my Cash App to be able to get in contact with me. I do payment plans. I am flexible and I will negotiate based on people's prices. I will give 24/7 access to my stock alerts and also contact with me with my personal line number. So when people do book consultation, they get my personal line and they also get business and personal grant people that can help them get personal grants. And with Valerie, she's one of the personal grants people. She only charges when you get access and approved. So she pretty much has the ability to help you with the applications, getting approved on grant programs, and the metrics of you getting your cash. Man, you gotta get some type of funding.
That's true. That's
So
true.
with the personal grants for yourself, business grants for your LLC. So credit repair and credit funding, person is well on that as well. Respect to everybody. W, I emailed you.
Yes.
I responded to your email, so
Yes.
we could be able to talk behind the scenes when it comes to some business stuff. You booking consultation whenever you feel free and ready, but still contact with me because it's bigger than money. It's literally getting you out there so you can be able to do something when it comes to business. But Craig, respect to you. Morena, salute. Iori, respect. Everybody, I definitely appreciate everybody that comes in, like, share, and subscribe. And RDF out.
All right. Salute.